Victor Franco ruled his empire with an iron fist, but empires don't fall without someone waiting to pick up the pieces. Marco the Viper Valent, Victor's second in command. A man who earned his nickname by getting close to power and squeezing until there was nothing left. But was Valent ready to pull the trigger on his own boss? That's what Mo Soul needed to find out. Soul and Officer Day enter the dimly lit interrogation room. Marco Valent sits at the table, cool and collected, arms crossed, staring them down. His expression is hard to read, part predator, part poker player. Mo Soul, cold but calculated.
Marco the Viper Valente. You've been close to Victor for a long time. You had his trust, his ear. But trust doesn't seem to last long in your world, does it?
Marco Valent, leaning back, unfazed.
Let's get one thing straight, Detective. I was loyal to Victor until the end. If you think I had anything to do with this, you're barking up the wrong tree.
Soul circles the table slowly, his eyes locked on Marco. Mo Soul, low, testing.
Loyal? You were in charge of his business while Victor was losing his grip. People say you had your sights set on more than just his empire. What were you planning with Carla Franco 2 nights before the murder?
Marco's expression shifts for a split second, just enough for Soul to catch it. Marco Valent, quickly, deflecting.
Carla's got nothing to do with this. She needed someone to talk to, and Victor wasn't exactly a shoulder to cry on. But planning? You think I'd risk everything I built just to take him out?
Mo Soul, pressing, voice sharp.
Someone did. And you were there the night Franco died. A little too close for comfort, wouldn't you say?
Marco's jaw tightens. He leans forward, his voice dripping with restrained anger. Marco Valent.
You think I'd walk into Franco's penthouse, shoot him, and leave without making sure no one would trace it back to me? You're dumber than I thought, Soul.
Mo Soul, grinning, unshaken.
Maybe. Or maybe you didn't plan on me finding this.
Soul slides the hotel receipt across the table. It's dated the night of the murder, and it's from a hotel not far from Franco's penthouse. Mo Soul.
You checked into this hotel a few blocks away the same night Franco was shot. You want to tell me why?
Marco's eyes flash with something darker, anger, fear, or maybe both. He tries to laugh it off, but the cracks in his cool facade are starting to show. Marco Valent, defensive.
I wasn't hiding, Soul. Franco called me earlier that night. He was paranoid, said something about his brother Vincent trying to make a move. I didn't want to be involved in whatever family drama was going on. So, I stayed out of sight.
Soul leans in, his voice low and deadly. Mo Soul.
You expect me to believe that? You were there, Marco. I found gunpowder near the window, which means whoever shot Franco was standing right over him. The only question left is, was it you?
Marco Valent, his composure cracking.
Gunpowder. That doesn't mean it was me. Franco was falling apart. Everyone wanted a piece of him. Vincent, Eddie, even Carla. They all had a reason to see him gone. You're looking in the wrong place.
Clue 4, the hotel receipt. Soul studies Marco's reaction carefully. The hotel receipt places Marco near the scene of the crime on the night of the murder. But it doesn't directly prove he was inside the penthouse. Officer Day, jumping in, skeptical.
So, let me get this straight. You were hiding out in a hotel while your boss was being murdered, and you didn't think to mention that to anyone? Sounds convenient, doesn't it?
Marco Valent, irritated, deflecting.
I wasn't hiding. I told you Franco was paranoid. He thought Vincent was plotting something. You know how family is in this business.
Soul narrows his eyes, sensing a deeper connection. Mo Soul. What about Vincent? You trying to tell me Victor's kid brother had the guts to take him out? Marco Valent, scoffing. Vincent's weak. Always has been. But desperate men do desperate things. Victor was suffocating him, keeping him on a short leash. Maybe Vincent got tired of playing the lapdog. Mo Soul, internal monologue. Vincent Franco. The brother who never measured up. Marco's throwing Vincent under the bus pretty fast, but is it just to cover his own tracks? Soul stands, picking up the hotel receipt and slipping it into his coat pocket. He studies Marco one last time before turning to leave. Mo Soul.
Keep your alibi tight, Marco. I'll be back when the truth starts slipping through those cracks in your story.
Transition. Investigation at Franco's penthouse. Marco Valent was cool under pressure, but Soul could sense the lies bubbling beneath the surface. The hotel receipt tied him to the murder scene, but Marco wasn't about to admit to anything yet. Soul needed more than just suspicion. He needed cold, hard evidence. And something told him that Franco's penthouse still had a few secrets left to uncover. Scene, the penthouse. Soul returns to Franco's penthouse with Officer Day. The room feels colder now, the weight of the crime still heavy in the air. Soul starts scanning the area again, looking for anything that might tie Marco or one of the other suspects to the murder. Officer Day, frustrated.
I don't get it, boss. We've got Marco near the scene. His hotel receipt puts him in the area, and Carla's clearly hiding something. What more do we need?
Mo Soul, focused, inspecting the room.
We're missing the why, Day. This wasn't just about money or power, this was personal.
Soul moves toward the fireplace, where a small stack of papers sits partially burned. He picks up one of the papers, carefully inspecting the charred edges. Mo Soul, internal monologue.
Victor was trying to destroy something. Whatever it was, he didn't finish the job before the killer got to him.
Soul notices something odd, an envelope partially hidden behind the fireplace tools. He pulls it out carefully. Inside is a photograph of Victor and Marco Valent, taken years ago when their empire was just starting. There's a note written on the back in a woman's handwriting. What's built on lies will fall. Officer Day, peering over Soul's shoulder.
Who do you think wrote that?
Mo Soul, staring at the note.
Carla. She knew about the cracks in Victor and Marco's partnership. This photo. It's a warning. Victor was losing control and she knew it.
Clue 5, the burnt paper and photograph. The evidence was starting to point in a new direction. Marco Valent may have been at the scene, but there were more players involved: Carla Franco and Vincent Franco, both with their own reasons for wanting Victor dead. The burnt papers, the photograph, the cryptic note, it all pointed to a deeper betrayal. But was Marco the puppet, or the puppet master? The viper was clever, slippery, but even the most dangerous snakes leave tracks if you know where to look. Soul had more questions than answers, but one thing was clear: this wasn't just about power. It was about betrayal. And as Soul prepared for his next move, the lies were starting to unravel. The next stop. A conversation with the man no one expected to have the guts to pull the trigger: Vincent Franco, the weak link. Clues from Part Roman 2. Hotel receipt. Marco Valent was near the penthouse the night of the murder, but his alibi is shaky. Burnt papers and photograph. Victor was trying to destroy something, possibly documents or evidence that could expose secrets. The photograph of Victor and Marco, with a cryptic note from Carla, suggests deeper cracks in the empire. Vincent Franco mentioned. Marco hints that Victor's brother Vincent, long overshadowed, may have been plotting something.
Get ready, detectives! The next twist is just around the corner. Keep your mind sharp and your guesses close because the story is about to thicken. Can you feel the excitement building? The plot has only just begun to unfold.